It's as if the administration is probing Putin's nuclear red line. A game of chicken between nuclear powers is insane, and this from Joe Biden, who campaigned to be America's calming sedative. From Russia, I rise to warn of a dangerous bipartisan consensus. In the days following Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine, Senator Rob Portman said, "I haven't seen this kind of unity since 9/11. It's a nice statement, but what does it really mean? Unity always seems to come before the worst decisions we make. Our drive to unity often overruns our reason and discernment. The post-9/11 consensus gave us the Iraq War, the Patriot Act. The COVID lockdowns and mandates came from unity bundled by fear. Defund the police took off because dissent wasn't allowed. You were shouted down as a racist, just as now questioning our actions in Ukraine makes you a traitor." Do we have amnesia in this House? Just a year ago, we lost a war against goat herders waving rifles. Now we're rushing to fight a nation that possesses 6,000 nuclear warheads? Representatives now recklessly assert that we are at war. Congressman Moulton said last week, quote, "We're not just at war to support the Ukrainians, we're fundamentally at war, although somewhat through a proxy, with Russia." I worry about nuclear weapons, not broken tanks. Last night, this House approved $40 billion for Ukraine as American families go without baby formula. Now we're sending howitzers. They can fire up to 15 miles. This means weapons we supply and train Ukrainians to use could potentially strike Russian territory. And these weapons aren't just ending up in the hands of the Ukrainian military either. One official said weapons, quote, "drop into a big black hole." Many of these are ending up in the hands of the Azov Battalion. 40 House Democrats called them a neo-Nazi foreign terrorist organization just 3 years ago. Now that they're killing Russians, are these avowed ethno-nationalists apparently not so bad? It's javelins to neo-Nazis today, Stinger missiles to the Mujahideen in Afghanistan yesterday. In Syria, another conflict that Washington had consensus on, we supplied jihadist terrorists in their fight against Assad. Assad, like Putin, is an evil man, but does that mean the American taxpayer must arm his enemies without any further inquiry? And if we are at war, like Congressman Moulton says, then why not vote on an authorization to use military force? Or are we just going to operate in Ukraine like we have in Yemen and throughout the world? Forever undeclared wars. I suspect many in this body won't want a vote or a debate because regime change in Russia is their actual objective, not defending Ukraine. And to achieve this goal, they're willing to send billions to Kyiv that will line the pockets of corrupt officials just like we did in Afghanistan. We are sleepwalking into a war, and the American people are left in the dark.